Alright, here we go. Picked up a Poulan, however you want to say it. But it is a Pro 25cc blower. I do have the shafts back here, not shaft, but the tubing is back here. This one is a 2015 model. It's a BVM200. Not really too much to them. I did find some decent stuff that I don't know why that camera's picking up, but for cleaning the plastic up, cheap too. Dollar store. Heck is this stuff? It's LA is totally awesome. It's a purple one, all-purpose cleaner degreaser. Seems to work pretty decent on the plastic. I'll show you real quick. Yeah, not bad, huh? That's pretty good. As you can see there, just want to show you that in case I forgot later. But this one, we actually got this and some other pieces. My wife found a guy that does, he purchases storage units. And I found a guy once before that we got, I believe it was a trimmer from, but he didn't have anything else. But this guy, apparently he does this a lot. And since we went to pick it up and explain to him, you know, what we do with them, we get them, we fix them, and then it goes to, you know, stays in the neighborhood for all the kids to use during the summer. So we might actually have a hookup for trimmers, blowers, and possibly mowers. As this guy gets them, and the storage units, he knows absolutely zero about them. He just gets them, pulls the cord, makes sure they turn over, and that's all he does to them. So he sells them. Has his listings on there. Being totally honest, storage unit untested, so he sells them dirt cheap. And since we're doing what we're doing, he said he will give us a better deal on them when he comes across them. Now this one, he, you know, straightforward. So all he done was pulled the cord, make sure it turned over. There's absolutely zero about it. You know, they don't know how long the storage unit's been, you know, how long it's been in there. But so when we went there, I got it, pulled the cord, made sure it turned over, and didn't notice, but till I got it home. And first problem is the carburetor right here is supposed to be your choke lever for start and run. The choke lever is missing off the carburetor, but other than that, it is complete. It's all there. This one actually, I believe, is you can actually set up a if you buy the attachment, you can do a vacuum out of it as well. So we'll definitely check it out here. See what we get. I have a carburetor. I don't know what it's actually off of, but it looks really, really similar to this one. Ooh, that's nice and funky. It's like oil. So my guess is it's been sitting for quite a while. But if you can see it there, it's like a oily paste, stringing out like engine oil. So what we're going to do is the choke open, closed. What we want to do is shoot some gas in there and see if we get any fire. Just enough. These things actually come in handy. They had these on clearance at Walmart. This one is the it says 40 or 51 mix, but they come in pretty handy for this. There we go. Just enough to see if it'll bark off. If it's not working, well, I guess we could have looked at the carb, see how crappy it was, but see if we can get some juice down in there. Maybe. Actually, I think it's missing the, we'll find out when we take the cover off. So the chokes, I don't think it has the flap. The choke piece, like you see here, when it opens and closes, I think they actually took it off the carburetor. Let's see if she'll bark off. She runs pretty good. So maybe that's all we need to do to it. Let's see what we need. Alright. Alright, it's a new plan. I'm going to have to look and see. I don't have one like this, but where the carb sets like this, I was actually looking at it wrong. This one, if you look at the bottom, I didn't look at the bottom of the carb, but it's actually spring loaded. So when you have your lever up here and you turn it, the choke mechanism is actually on the inside of the carb. So when you turn it, which would be right here, which would lock these together like that, locks them together, it actually opens and closes the choke on the inside. So if we hit the throttle, you can see how it closes the choke there, or it closes it. Yeah, so when you hit it, just right here, here's your throttle adjustment. So when you pull on it, it opens it up. I was actually looking at it backwards. This is the part that faces the front. So there's not supposed to be a cover there, flap to open and close it. So I do not have one like this, and I thought I had one that was similar to it, that at least had this rod, but I do not. So I am going to have to order a carburetor for it, which is fine because it's actually cleaning up pretty nice, if you guys can tell. I went ahead and wiped it down a little bit. You see how clean the tank came. I mean, it's not bad. We know it runs. So to me, it runs. That makes it worth getting a carburetor kit for. It's probably about maybe 20 bucks max, and if it comes out right, you have, which the one line came right off. The other one, I kind of split it towards the top, taking it off. So we'll just go ahead and do a line kit. That way it'll have new lines, new fuel filter, comes with all the good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and order it. It takes usually 2 days for it to get here, so we'll get that ordered and we'll get it put on. Now here we go, here's a new kit. So here's the arm. This is the new carb, obviously, but this is the arm that is snapped off of our old one here. You can see where it's supposed to be. So we got our new kit. It was like $15 some change. Got it online, had it the next day, so that wasn't bad. I wasn't expecting to have it for a couple days, but it came with everything you need to do a full upgrade on it. As far as the fuel assembly goes, the only thing I didn't like was the gaskets that came with it, but it came new plug, the adjustment tool, 2 gaskets, filter. Came with 2 different style lines. Came with a thicker one, it's one bigger in diameter, one smaller in diameter. Of course, this one takes the bigger diameter line, new fuel filter. And I'll show you what I don't like about the gasket was the 2 that came with it. I mean, they seem to be good quality, but this is the original one. This is the OEM one. You can see how it's got the 2 holes. It's where your screws go through. This is the hole for on the upper part of the carb right here. Actually, I'm sorry, it's this side. Yeah, there we go. But you can kind of see it in the light there where it goes up, how it's got this spot right here that there's actually an indentation there, but you can see where it goes up. Now this is the OEM gasket that was on it, and these are the 2 that came with it, and neither one of them had the provision for that, which makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. But I'll keep them. I'm sure they'll fit something else that I end up running into. Happens to me all the time. And this gasket's in good shape. It's still good, thick, pliable, good and soft. So it ain't like it's all dried, rotted, and cracked and in bad shape. So it should be just fine. And there's our plug, man. That thing is rough. If I can get a good enough light, you guys will see that. It's all oily around the threads, and so it was due. But yeah, so we'll get new lines in it. The lines actually came out in one piece without breaking. The main fuel line wasn't honestly that bad. It probably could have stayed. It's still pliable, flexible. Feels like it's still in good shape. The return line, rock hard. It's pretty stiff, and you can see the shrinkage. This is actually the one when I was popping it off the carb. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I'm pretty sure I cracked it getting it off. So, but it had real bad shrinkage right here. Going up where it goes on the tank, you could actually, when it was in the tank, you could actually turn it. So it was loose, so there's a chance of it leaking. So we got the full fuel upgrade kit, so we'll just use it all. And nothing to it, but the good thing is, since they're one piece like this, you can take and actually, you know exactly, which just doesn't happen often. I usually just cut them, but if you wanted to, you could take it, just hold it at the end, stretch it out to your filter. You know exactly how long you need it, but you want it to be, it comes with plenty, so you don't have to worry about, you know, not having enough. You can just get it down, because you want to go a little extra past the end of the filter there, because you're going to want to cut it at an angle. What did I do with it? There it is. You're going to want to cut it at an angle. Makes it a little easier to get it in the tank. And you can trim it off at the end up by the carb. I probably made that too long, but not long enough, one or the other. So just put it in an angle. Your return line will be the same way, which works out since we cut it in half because it's the same size, so it'll have an angle. Put a little bit of grease on it, feed them down in. If it's good and tight, then you can just reach in with your hemostats or pair of needle nose pliers, reach in there and just draw it through. Nothing to it, right? So I don't have any 2-cycle, but I do have some chainsaw bar grease. Let's put a little dab on the table there. I'll show you guys real quick, like. So as you'll be able to see, it's just a little bit longer. And it's about the length from the tip of the line to the bottom of the filter. Is about how long I cut it. So just put a little grease on it. All that's going to do is just help it slide through the plastic. Sets this away. So if you look, your carburetor, it's easier to have it on the engine when you want to line it up to figure out which hole goes where. So it sets this away. Your tank sets like that. So your main fuel line for this one is on the outside right here, the outside hole. So hopefully a couple good hard twists and it'll go. Some of these are a bear, and you actually have to cut it. Yeah, it's going. Some of them you have to cut on a real long piece, which I don't have my other cutters down here. I'd show you on the old line, but to where you have like a long piece go through, you know, drop down into the tank, and then you can reach in and just draw the whole thing in. But it's gone. It's probably the most time-consuming part of the whole thing. I think I have enough to grab a hold of. Nope. Need a little more. There we go. It's gone. It's a nice tight fit though. All it is just getting past that lip where it's got that angle cut in it. It's just catching on the plastic a little bit. So all you gotta do is once it gets past that, it should go. Which looks like it's just about there. I think we might have it. Man, this one fits nice. It's going to be close. I might have to go a little bit more. It's nice when they fit tight like that. I have a couple of them. The line that it calls for, and it can get a little tricky because sometimes it goes in like it should, but it just doesn't have that super tight filling, you know, when it goes in there. And Come on, big fella. Almost. There we go. Now maybe we'll have it. I'll show you the box. Get you a part number. Man, that sucker is good and tight. This one is perfect. I'll show you guys this one, the return line. I won't hold you up with that because it's a bit the same process. Need my needle nose, and I do not have them down here. You get a little bit better grip on it than what you do with these. Yeah, it's starting to go, so. We should be stubborn. It's a good thing though. It means it's nice and tight. Yeah, we're starting to go. Easy goes. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. Keep on going. Good enough to where we can get it out and put the fuel filter on it. Just about got her. Might do it. Is that enough? Yeah, a little more. Okay, so you do not want to leave that angle in it, so you want to cut it flat. Your filter. I always put just a little bit of grease on it. Some of these, especially if it's tight like this, they will fight you. There we go. So there's our filter. Easy peasy. Get it in there. Make sure it's laying flat. You do not want it kicked up. Like right now, it's up on the side. It's up high. It's catching this. I'll get it to where you can see it. It's up high. It's catching this indentation right here. So that's setting up high in the tank. So you want to make sure. There we go. That it's laying flat. And mine is too far in for this tank. So you can see how the tank sets. This would be level. So you can see how the tank is shaped, how it goes up. I have the filter setting right here. So the problem you run into once it gets down, starts getting low on fuel, it's going to get to about right about here. And it's going to quit picking up. So you'll still have, you know, from here down, you'll still have fuel in it. So you can just draw the line out some. Just where you're in the bottom of the tank. You want to find your lowest point, which in this one's case is like right in here. Right about in there. You can see that's the filter right there, that dark spot. So you want to get it from there to right about here. So just draw on the line. Man, here we go. No, that's just fatigue. So the filter is, there we go. So we are right here now. Center of the bottom. That's where we want to be at. Okay, I'm going to do the other line. I ain't going to hold you up with that. And then get it mounted. We'll get the carb set up and everything. I'll show you how it went on. Alright, here we go. Here's our gasket. It's the same, we're reusing our gasket. So we get our carb up in there. You have, this one only has one hole for the arm. Has the bend in it. Just get it up on there like so. We'll get our gasket in there. Make sure it's facing the right direction. And I don't believe, yeah, these two. Yeah, these two. So we're going to try it without. Alright, Alright, so we're going to get our screws started. There we go. I'm not blocking your view anyway. There we go. A few lines down out of the way. Now, just going to start it with these, with the drill. Just get it snug. I'll go back and tighten it up by hand. So I'm always afraid of stripping them out. So I mean, it's good and snug, good enough to do the fuel lines. So we got it on there. You want to make sure you can see the throttle linkage working. Make sure everything's working there. Should kick off. It's working good. So we just need to get the fuel lines on. And okay. Get it around. Don't tell me I've done that. Okay. I had myself screwed up and I thought I ran the gasket the wrong way. But I didn't. Okay. Get our line situated here. Oh, it's gotta go. There we go. There we go. Zigging when I should be zagging. So, I don't know if you guys can actually see that very well or not. So, your primer, if I can get you in here, your primer is your return line, which is right here. So the nipple that comes out off of that is for your return, and then the other one up underneath it there, or in this one's case, is right here. It's kind of hard to see, but that is your main fuel line. Just tucked up in there pretty good. That actually, I think I might end up having to loosen that plastic up. Just snug up into it pretty good. This is really nice to return. Okay, so I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, so the outside one is our main line, which is right there. So I can trim that to only trim it a little at a time. You don't want to take off too much, or you're redoing your fuel line. So nobody wants to do that, right? So we want to fight with this to get it up in there. I may end up having to loosen that up, maybe. That's cool. Probably should have put some that grease on it. Yeah, no sense in fighting with it. That's a lesson learned. So we'll just loosen her up. And we'll take it all the way out, just enough to get some play in it. Get that plastic back away from it. You'll see it if you're actually doing one of these. You'll see what I'm talking about. The plastic, it's really tight fit there. Okay, so now you can see it sticking out here. So when this is all tight, it actually sets up. There's a groove in there that actually sets in behind the plastic. So let's see. Try just a dab of grease on it if I can get it in, maybe. Yeah, I think so. That, take your time. I'm always in a hurry, which does not help. There we go. So it takes care of the main fuel line. So our return line, same way. We should be able to get away with cutting it right here. And Just remember, when it goes, your return line, when it goes in a tank, it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. You only need about an inch max, I guess, probably. That's all it's doing. It's not really pressure related. It's just shooting the excess. You know, when you prime it, it comes up, goes through, and then goes back to the return down into the tank. So, all right, we should be good. So now, snug her back up. Make sure on that main fuel line we do not have anything pinched or bound, or nope, everything looks good. So now we got a new filter, 2 new lines. It's be even worse tomorrow. We just got done with rain snow mix. It's in the mid-30s. Tomorrow's supposed to be even worse, so I'm going to try to give this a shot and see how it goes. Brought the adjustment tool out with us in case we need it. And I'll start, make sure she's priming up. I believe it is. Get some light on it here. I don't have a good light source right. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Alright, it says pump 6 times. We've got about 4. Give it a couple more. On start. Let's hope for the best, right? Not bad, not bad. Could this be, oh, these are going to be tough to see with that cover on there. Let's try it again. Probably need to turn the idle up as well. But let's see if we can get her to fire back up. Yeah, that came out. It's going to be a trick. I thought someone holding out here with me to hold a flashlight, but so we got a winner. Just fine tune it. It's good to go. Like I say, it's a Poulan, however you want to say it. Everybody has their own little thing. So it's a BVM200 Poulan Pro 25cc 2015 model. And now what I did learn from ordering the carb on it is where it does say it is a BVM200. As you can see here on the label, it says BVM200, but if you look at, where's it at? Oh, up here, the sticker, your manufacturer label. If I can get you guys in on that, you want to look, if you have to order parts, I doubt I'll be able to get a good clear shot of it, but oop, oop, oop. There we go. probably not good enough for you guys to read it, but you want to look on here. You want to get your actual model number. You have, like here it says 25cc. Here's your SKU number. Where's it at on this one? Yeah, right here. BVM. It's like this one. It says Poulan. Actually says Poulan Weed Eater, but it's a blower. It's a BVM200. Apparently, there's like 3 models of this. One is a BVM200S. I think the other one was BVM200. Yeah, one was an S, one was an F, and one is just a 200. And so a couple of them, the carburetor is the same, but the other one, the carburetor is different. So you definitely want to look on your tag right here and try to narrow down exactly which one you have. This one just happens to be it is a BVM200, so it wasn't too hard to track down, but I thought they were all the same until I got online and started looking. So, and serial number, you can track parts down from there, and it's the tag on it's actually pretty basic. But there you go. As far as I'm concerned, we have a win. That's got to fine tune the high and low on it, just the idle. But there's, you know, I got to wait for a better day with some daylight for that. But there you guys go. Winter chicken dinner. Not a bad trimmer. It'll get put to good use. Actually cleaned up really nice. So not bad for what I got in it. Total of 25 bucks total. So that's not bad at all. You know, around here local, 25 bucks is going to get you one, usually the one that needs work. So we got lucky on this one. I personally don't know the guy's name that we got this from. My wife is the one that took care of that. I wish I had his name, but I'd toss his name out there because hopefully if he comes through, he'll be a good hookup for us for getting some of these old ones put back into use and put into good hands around the neighborhood. So thank you guys very much for watching. As far as I'm concerned, we got a win, and thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments we get, and I think we're up 30,500, what's 3,510 subscribers, which is always appreciated. Thank you guys very much, and we'll catch you at the next one, which hopefully will be here with less than a week. All right, we'll catch you in the next one.